Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's podcast. Our guest of today is Rodrigo. He's the founder and CEO of Medible and MedibleGo. And yeah, Rodrigo, why don't you tell a little bit more about yourself and what your companies are doing?
Yeah, sure. Thanks a lot for having me here, Joey. About our company. So we started Medible, a consultancy firm 13 years ago. We are now in 13 different countries, and we started as a consultancy firm, helping very often traditional institutions like banks, telecommunication companies, utility companies, helping them to develop their strategy and the next generation of their products and services. Time passed by. This business is still running nicely, good clients still. But then we wanted to challenge a bit more ourselves and to do something different. And as soon as the AI popped in and became more massive a few years ago, we started to develop MedibleGo, which is in essence, it is pretty much as a consultants firm, but all done with AI and all done with AI, particularly for us to be able to deliver our service also to SMEs. SMEs now, they can have like the same sort of access of the services solutions that we were providing like to big corporations, tier one banks. And now SMEs also can access that using this MedibleGo because it's much more affordable, it's easier to connect and all.
All right, amazing. And you're saying so the reason you were like starting MedibleGo 2 years ago is to reach like the smaller corporations, right?
Precisely. But the idea is to democratize a bit. No, so if we look, Joe, most of the big companies, they very often they hire consultants firms and design services and external people to help them to do well. And they do well. If you look all the, I don't know, Apple or Amazon or any other bank or whatever company that you want to look at, they invest a lot and heavily in this sort of services.
Yeah.
Um, and that's fine, but the thing that we want to break here is to democratize the services that we were only being able to deliver it to these big corporations because it was a human-based service. Now with AI, we can deliver it to a wider range of companies and be more accessible and democratize the access of the services that help companies to be very successful.
Okay, amazing. And you're mentioning AI, and how does AI help this to reach this more broader audience?
It is essential. Before AI, MedibleGo wouldn't exist whatsoever. So how does it work? Our users, they start using our platform. They do a self-assessment. We understand a bit what is the challenge. Then our AI model understand what is this challenge and proposed back to our users a few clients that they have to interview and the script of this interview that they have to do with those clients. Then our users, they record all those conversations with the clients and send back the audio, send back to MedibleGo, and MedibleGo analyzes it. So before AI, this was a very intense human-based service, and now it's basically automatic. And yet, and worth saying that our AI model, it does not hallucinate because just generate information that comes from conversations that our clients are having with the real clients that they are talking with. So we grab like all this data and we analyze it, and based on that we start to give recommendations to our users on what they have to do to keep on growing or where they should invest in their business, things that they could help differentiate themselves in the market.
Sounds like an amazing solution. And also you get like the feedback way quicker, and it's also really accurate because it's based on real data and not just trying to make up a story, right? What you were saying.
Yeah. Do you know, so we have been there for 13 years in 13 different countries. Now, when we look at the results of MedibleGo with an average consultant that we used to have or people that we have in our team, we have excellent people, don't get me wrong, but the AI is already really good. I mean, it's not like replacing the human touch yet, but it is giving very good results, and we are so happy with that because that is allowing us to really to democratize our services.
Amazing. And I'm going to ask you a question, and this question might be a little bit difficult to answer, as with AI, there's just a lot of stuff going on, right? And my question to you is like, because you're also, of course, in MedibleGo, you're also implementing AI. Like, where do you see AI going in the next 2 to 3 years?
I'm going to see if I can try to answer that, Joe. It's a tough one, but I think that as every technology that is always introduced to human, it will surprise us. I think that nobody really knows for sure. If anyone says for sure what's going to happen, I have my doubts. I mean, I wouldn't trust it. And that's something that I'm starting to write a book in parallel of like having like these companies, and one thing that I'm investigating a lot is like the relationship of humans and technologies, and there's one precise moment in history that was in the Renaissance that we started the printing press. No, that was like the first moment that the printing press appeared, and that was revolutionary, and that was something that helped human society to spread the ideas like never before. So books that were taking years and years to be written by monks in I don't know where could be printed in one night and distributed for a wide range. And with that, and I find that the most beautiful thing about like an episode like that, because we as human, we were very terrified with that as well. So all the monks, they were protesting what is going to happen with our jobs. We're going to lose jobs. We don't have nothing to do. A lot of people started to attack and say what will going on with the fake news, because anyone can print anything. Who is going to control? They weren't wrong. I think that monks, they have to reinvent it themselves. For sure that they were doing something different now, if they exist. Fake news, for sure, it is a still big challenge for our society, not just because of the press, because that became regulated over time, but because of internet, social media, and everything that's going on nowadays. But so I find very interesting that whenever that comes a new technology, we don't really know how it will work in the future. But very often we get frightened, we get scared, and we get like on a defensive and start to attack it and to be against evolution. So yeah, I don't know what's going on with the AI in the future, but I do know and I do believe that it's not the first time. Don't know, like when trains they started to pass along countries, people were saying that first of all, if you are in a train and it's faster than 50 kilometers per hour, your organs would disintegrate. The cows, they would have soured milk. So a lot of stuff, we are just scared about technology. So much of the thing that people are predicting or saying about nowadays of AI, I think this is just like a human natural response that we have seen so many times in the past. So yeah, I don't have the answer, but I do think that will work out.
Yeah. And I love what you're saying. Like, I think that's how our brain is wired, right? Everything which is new and we don't really know it yet, it makes us afraid. And then our brain is trying to fill it in, and then we get afraid, right?
And there's other elements in that, Joey, that adopting something, a new way of doing stuff also forces us to do things differently. When
Yeah.
the clocks were introduced in our society in 1400, more or less, everybody was annoyed. Everybody hated the idea of having a bell telling them when to wake up, when to go to sleep, when to start working, when stop working, when start praying, because all the clocks, they were always like in the tower of church. So the religion was very connected with that. And that was like infuriating most of the people, not just because the bell itself, but also because they have to change habits. And we don't like that.
Yeah.
We want to be as what we have learned till now and don't change anything, and we want to die happy. So yeah, that's very challenging, and AI taps into a lot of like areas that scares us.
Yeah. I completely resonate with that. And obviously you do have a lot of experience with like building businesses, like with Medible 30 years ago and now with MedibleGo since 2 years. And what is like in all the experience you are having, what are some of the biggest challenges you have faced towards like growing Medible and growing MedibleGo towards where it is right now?
So the challenges, they are similar. They are the same. So Medible, and that's something that we still have challenge nowadays to keep on finding. It's just for us a bit easier to find clients because they already know us and we have the credentials to show around. But like the challenge, they are the same: to reach people, to connect with people, to show that our service is worth it, and to be there. And with MedibleGo now, the challenge, they are the same. And yet maybe there's one element that's very annoying that for sure you, Joey, and everybody who is seeing us have already seen, that all this spamming AI email generator that's booming us everywhere. So it's so hard nowadays to keep on focus and not to be distracted with the noise and the spam, because it's so easy to spam nowadays. At least in the past you had to write an email, and then there were like these tools of sending emails massively, then it became spam a bit more popular. But now they do everything. They find your email, they send the email, they correct the email, they respond the email, and now so that's a bit annoying that we are challenged now. And when we don't use any AI platform to seek for clients, and I do see that's a bit challenging for us to be seen beyond all that noise. So yeah, we have to be creative and find different ways of doing this.
Yeah, because you're saying like everyone is just trying to spam people. So if everyone in this market is trying to kind of saying the same thing, like how do you differentiate yourself as a company, right?
Yeah.
And then talking about the subject, like what are the ways how you guys are acquiring new customers at this moment?
So I would say that what for us is old style networking relationships. So I'm now in Italy, but I do live in the UK, in Brighton, but very very close to London. So I'm there like 2 or 3 times a week. London is a very rich city. There's a lot of events where you can meet other founders and meet people and network. So I would say that what worked best for us, like human contact, and helps better than ever to be there, to shake hands, to show up. We actually avoid like, for sure, if I'm prospecting someone that's in a different country, the first contact for sure it is digital or something like that. But as soon as possible, I try to travel, I try to be there, try to shake hands, look in the eyes. I think that has been working for us. I think that the human touch on with our clients.
Yeah, very nice. And if you go back towards your experience and where you are right now, like maybe touch a little bit on this subject as well. Like what is one thing you would do differently with all the knowledge you're having right now based on all the experience you have?
Oh, I would do so much things differently, Joe. It's like I don't know where to start. And yet, I would do everything the same, because like the mistakes and things that we do, that's what shape us, and maybe we should embrace a bit more like our mistakes or our flaws. And yeah, it's not everything straightforward when you're entrepreneur. You do have a lot of turns, and very often like those turns, although you don't see it, like they're important. So yeah, and so I would have different accountants. I would have had different people on sales teams. I would have had different process. I would have, I don't know, different clients. But yet, I mean, I do value that all the experience for the good and the worth there. That's what has built us as a company, myself as entrepreneurs. So yeah, I would have done everything differently, but yet, to be fair, I'm quite happy with our journey so far. And if there was a time machine, or maybe one day we're gonna have, I wouldn't change anything of it.
Yeah, I love what you're saying because the real magic is not in doing everything perfect, but like failing forward, like doing stuff, and then by taking the action, you're falling on your mouth, and by falling on your mouth, there's a learning curve, and that's where the magic.
I love this concept. I've never heard of falling forward. Yeah, it's a beautiful concept.
Right? Because then, like, because we always have this kind of where we kind of have to do everything perfectly, but this blocks us from taking action.
Yeah.
Because if we just do stuff and we learn from doing stuff, our learning curve is just way quicker. Right?
Well, 70% on the things that we learn as human come from experience, for empiric experience. So yeah, we have to do stuff. We have to commit mistakes. No, we have to accept it that we will fail, and I love it, and fall forward. Yeah, I'm gonna steal this line from you, Joe.
This is going to be the line of today, failing forward.
Yeah.
the title of the podcast.
Good one.
And if you had like, I like this concept as well, as it gives you a broader perspective. If you had like, I will give you like a magic wand right now, right? And with this magic wand, you could fix any issue in your company right now. Like at the moment of a finger snap, like what kind of problem would you fix with this magic wand?
Do you know, Joy? Call me romantic, but I wouldn't use the magic wand. I work because I like it, because I have fun, because I enjoy doing it. To be fair, financially saying, I wouldn't have to work anymore. I could stop and start like growing tomatoes and by a lake in Italy, you know, like, so no, I work because I have fun. I don't really have like the ambition on, or either I'm more seasoned, not that young that I want everything magic and done yesterday. So I wouldn't use, your magic one. I think that I like working. I like having fun, talking with people, changing
Yeah.
stuff. For sure, if I use the magic wand, I would be just my view on something. So that would suck. Would be better to exchange ideas with other people and
Yeah.
debating. So, well, thank you for the offering,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't use your magic one today.
All right, cool. And if you had like, if you're looking in the future, like where MedibleGo is right now and Medible as well, like where would you want to be in 6 to 12 months from now?
So MedibleGo, 6 to 12 months, we are opening in 2 new markets. We are opening in New York. We are opening in Dubai. We are get better traction in Nigeria. We are also like starting to pick up in Nordic countries. So it's basically, I think that the same regions that we are, but a bit stronger with more clients, more users. That's like the view for 1 year or so, like to have more clients and users in these regions that we are already tapping in.
Amazing. Thanks to make it like even more worldwide than it is right now.
Yes, precisely. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Amazing. Well, do you have anything more to add on? Like anything you want to add? Everything you want to share with the public?
No, that's it. Yeah. Be ready to fall. Just fall forward. And I love to be here. Thanks for inviting me, Joy.
Amazing. And do you have any like any ways how people can actually find you?
Sure, absolutely. My contact details. So yeah, reach me out on LinkedIn, Rodrigo Malachias, or MedibleGo.com, Medible.uk, and those are our websites, my social media. So yeah, happy to talk with everybody.
All right, everyone. Thanks for joining. Thanks for watching the podcast. Thanks, Rodrigo, for sharing all the value. I make sure to drop all the links of everything down in the description so I make sure people can find you. And thanks for tuning in, everyone, and see you in the next one.
Lovely. Thank you. Bye bye.